And I call this meeting of the Iowa State Student Government Senate to order at 7:02 p.m. We will begin with roll call. Iona Dimhoff. Here. Gertis. Here. Reinhardt. Here. Grafe. Here. Jones. Here. O'Connor. Here. Sheehan. Here. Utica. Here. Miller. Here. Cronin. Pizarnik. Kekun? Azan? Daman? Here. Verriger? Oh, obviously not here. Bailey? Here. Hartley? Here. Margaret? Here. Nundal? Here. Persley? Here. Neal? Here. Kuzi? Here. Gardy? Here. Juan? Here. Marcus? Here. Olson? Here. Awesome. We will now move into the Pledge of Allegiance. I invite you all to stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, seeing no program, we will now move into open forum. Open forum is an opportunity to speak about issues relevant to the student body. If you're here for open forum, I invite you to go up to the lectern at this time. All right, we will now move into adopting of the agenda. Is there a motion to do so? There's a motion to add 2025-2-005 to the agenda. Is there a second? Second. Are there any objections? All right, it'll be added to the agenda.
I just have a question. Where on the agenda? New business.
It'll be added under new business. Now back on the agenda as a whole. Is there a motion to adopt the agenda? Is there a second? Are there any objections? All right, we will now move into the approval of last meeting's minutes. Is there a motion to do so? Is there a second? Are there any objections? Thank you. Yeah.
We weren't sent meeting minutes.
We weren't sent meeting minutes. Okay. Got it. Well, I will, we can display those now. Does that work? Yeah. Are there any objections? All right, we will now move into committee reports, starting with rules.
Hello, everyone. You will be seeing some seating bills for senators on the Rules Committee tonight. I think there are 4. We'll have one other spot open after that. Rules will be meeting Thursdays at 6:15 p.m. That will start next week.
Finance?
Hey everyone. Finance is meeting weekly, 5:15 on Tuesdays. We had our first meeting yesterday, which I think went decently well. All of the funding bills that you see on second read were approved and sent favorably to Senate. Additionally, quick budget report. We obviously, because this is the second Senate meeting, haven't spent very much money. but we did get activity fee money in just a couple of days ago. So far, we've spent about $400 in green initiatives, which is just from the water fountain installation, which is still ongoing from last year. We've spent about $32,000 in operating so far, most of that being scholarships. And for our contracts, we spent about $450,000, with more of that to come later. If you have any questions, let me know.
PR?
I will be speaking on behalf of Josie. So this past summer, she's been working on internship spotlights. If you guys are still wanting to be a part of that, you can still fill out that form and she can post those for you. She's been working on media stuff. So if you guys seen, they made a really cool video and that reached over 4,000 people. Okay, that's a lot. So there's like a little repost thing for Instagram now. Start using that because we want to reach other people. You guys have people that follow you that is outside of that reach so we can get more followers and reach more people. And I would like to highlight that Josie has set a goal of getting to 3,000 followers by the end of the school year. So we need your guys' help to kind of share and spread student government. In terms of outreach, there's an outreach event next Wednesday, Club Fest. So this is a big recruitment event. And you guys can get your outreach credits. And they're 2-hour shifts from 10 to 4. If you guys have any questions, please reach out to me. It's in the MIS under outreach. And then I will be sending out the food safety course. 101 is just a thing for us. If we have food at like pizza at events, if you already have taken this, please send that to me so we already have it. But if you're new to student government, haven't taken that, please get that done and I will send that out in a link. Alex, do you have any? Okay, thank you.
Idea?
So there haven't been any major developments so far. I'm still currently brainstorming about some projects I'd like to get involved in or some new projects I'd like to start. However, the sign-up sheet is still open, so if any senators are still interested in getting more involved with the IDEA committee, please do sign up. That's all.
Events?
Hi, everyone. We hope you all have had a great couple first weeks back to school. Student Government Expo is coming up really quickly. It'll be September 18th. The event runs from 11 to 2, but shifts start 30 minutes prior and end 30 minutes after. That sign up went out last week. It is back in the Teams channel. So please, please, please make sure that you are signing up. This is one of student government's biggest events, and it's really crucial that all of the booths are staffed. It would not be kind of the best look for student government if a bunch of booths are unstaffed. So please make sure you're signing up wherever you can. If a specific, like the 10:30 to 12:30 shift doesn't work for you, or the 12:30 to 2:30, and you can maybe only come for an hour, let myself and Molly know, and we will work to accommodate that and get you so that we can still have those booths filled.
And then 2 other things in the work. Make sure to put on your calendar that we have Jack Trice Remembrance Day on October 8th. That'll be from 2 to 3:30. More information on that is to come. We're working on final details right now. And then on the screen is the QR code to join the events committee. We're working on putting that together so we have it ready for next week.
Local affairs?
Does this work? Oh, yep, okay. Hi, everyone. I sent out a survey last night about curbside recycling from the city of Ames. If you could please take a look at it and fill it out, that would be really great. In terms of the local affairs committee, we're doing interviews with senators and at-larges this week, and we're looking at maybe doing some seating bills next week for that. So thanks, guys.
Sustainability?
Okay, hi guys. So Lauren sent out on the Teams in the general chat last week sometime asking if senators wanted to. They are more than welcome to fill out our application. Next week you'll see one of our senators getting sat, hopefully, and then 5 at-larges. We're in the process of emailing a bunch of advisors, so if you get emails about sustainability from your advisors, you should do the application. That'd be really cool. And that's pretty much it.
Health and wellness?
Hey guys, Health and Wellness will be meeting 3 p.m. next week on Thursday, the 11th. So if you're interested, you can show up, send me a message. We want everyone involved that wants to be involved. And yeah, that's it.
Legislative ambassadors.
Hello, everyone. Not much new regarding, in addition to the stuff that I talked about last week. Otherwise, I did have a meeting with across the regions on our mental health ask this weekend, and we're continuing to work forward. It's an ongoing process.
Any other announcements? Speaker Pursley.
Okay, seeing as our new Sergeant at Arms is here, I'd just like her to introduce herself, tell us a little bit about herself, and then we'll redo the Pledge of Allegiance because she came all the way over here to lead it.
If you could go over to the microphone over there, that'd be great. Thank you.
I'm Rhiannon. I'm a sophomore here. Yeah, that's about it.
Let's all stand.
Should I stay here? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. There's a motion to add Senator Brennan to the roll. Is there a second? Are there any objections? All right, we will now move into comments from the Yep.
So GPSS had a first meeting yesterday. We had 6 bills on agenda. So the most important one that I think the graduate students should know is the GPSS allocated funding for the Graduate College Emerging Leaders Academy program. It's a leadership position, so the position requires $600 participation fee, and the GPSS actually decided to fund at least 5 graduate students' participation for the whole year. And it's an ongoing effort, so it's gonna be at least for 1 year, and based on the review and the feedback we receive, we will decide if we're gonna continue with that. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll now move to comments from the judicial branch. Seeing none, we'll move to comments from the advisor.
Hello. I don't have a whole lot, just welcome to a new semester. It's a fresh start for a lot of you, so just make sure you are working out a plan to stay on top of things, and please come and ask for help, before you're underwater. Chad and Brad and I are all here to help you, as well as Amy. So I've just been meeting with folks, kind of finding out what kind of projects they need help with. We just had an election commission meeting, so they're rocking and rolling. So I'm looking forward to a really good year with you all.
Comments from the executive branch with President Brandt.
Hi, everyone. Happy second Senate of the year. Not very much from me tonight. Just a quick reminder that next Saturday on the 13th, we'll have our student government retreat here in the Memorial Union. Really excited to welcome you all and see everything fun that we have planned for that day. Chief officers, we're going on a chief officers retreat this Sunday, so we're excited for that, to work as a team. Other than that, some other things we're working on is we had our first meeting to start planning Big 12 on the Hill today. So while it's a little ways out, to end of February, early March, we're getting started on working on that. But as always, if you have any questions or anything we can do to help or support you, just please let us know.
We will now move into external matters, starting with 2025-2-001F, funding for the 2025 Student Government Expo with Senator Marcus.
Yes, thank you. If they are willing to, I will yield time to the co-directors of events and let them explain it to you guys, since they planned out this lovely event.
Okay, hi everyone. So a little bit about some of the things we have for Student Government Expo. Many of the things are the same as they were last year. So for instance, the pop-up tents, tent weights, folding tables, and then as well as the pizza, and then obviously campus delivery from celebrations. So that's pretty much all the same as it was last year.
And then we also included in this all of the candy and additional things that each of the booths will be doing. So this is things like printing along those lines. And then I'll just cover a few of the questions that we got asked in the finance committee meeting. One big question that we had was covering weather and what our plan is. So Lainey and I, as well as the executive team, are planning to monitor that. So we'll be knowing about a week and a half advance. So things like that would, I guess, reference that would be pizza. We do plan on ordering a little less pizza, assuming that we're going to have less traffic if it is in the MU.
Okay, my question is, how did you calculate how much candy you were going to be needing? I know there's an appendix with like numbers of each thing and like quantity, but it's quite a lot of candy, and I'm just curious, like, are we going to need that much? Like, how did you calculate that quantity? Did you look at numbers of how many people attended last year? And then same thing with the pizza, like, that's a lot of pizza. I'm just curious about, like, quantity.
Yeah. So for the pizza, one of the notes we got in the transition doc was that they ran out, and I believe last year they had, it was either 100 or 120 pizzas, so that was kind of the reason for that increase in that. And then for the candy, we went off based on what they said last year. So kind of calculating how many people they had, and then also taking into consideration that not everyone's going to stop at every booth, that some might have more, some might have less. So that was kind of how we looked at that, as well as what the activity was and how much candy they would need for it.
My second question is, like, are you going to be ordering the pizza based off of, like, are you going to be ordering all the pizza at once, or maybe, like, the first half of the amount at one time and then the second half of the amount if it's as needed?
So our original plan was just to order it all at once, and that way we have it all picked up. Just with everyone's availability, it's easiest for us to pick it up all beforehand. But we're open to recommendations just because we haven't ordered it yet.
I yield. Thank you.
I just had a quick question about, you said if there's inclement weather, you'd potentially move into the MU. Would there be an additional cost to doing that? And if so, where would that money come from and what would that look like?
So if we did have to move into the MU, it would likely be in this room. And student government, we don't have to pay for those rooms, so there would not be an additional cost.
Okay, just want to make sure. Thank you.
Hey, I just have concerns about the giveaways, the cost associated with them. For example, the AirPods and iPad. Is it worth enough spending that much student dollars in terms of giveaways?
I think in the grand scheme of things, showing that we're giving away 2 AirPods and an iPad are going to bring in a lot more students to this event, and the whole purpose of the event is to really get people acquainted with student government and more aware of what each of the committees do. So I'm hoping, I guess we're all hoping that by having these giveaways, it'll bring more students in and have them go through all of the booths instead of just picking and choosing.
Okay, so just for clarification, under Appendix A, this is a stupid question, but there's Tootsie Roll twice. Were they like different, or are they supposed to be the same? They both have different numerical values as well.
Will, could you go down to Appendix A? I guess I am not sure what that is, if that's just a typo, but I'll look into that and to see if we can clarify that. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, because
Yeah,
I think
I'll yield to Director Kampmeyer.
So essentially, they were just different packages that costed different amounts. So one of them is $19, the other is $14, and then one of them had multiple qualities or quantities. So that's the reasoning for that.
Nandal?
I know you were talking about if it rains, you're gonna move inside. I know the MU policy is we cannot have outside food here. So what would be the plan then if it starts raining?
So then the plan for that would probably be that we wouldn't have pizza and it would just be the candy giveaway. But we're, another thing just to note is that with having the tents, if there is a light sprinkle, we'd still keep it on outside. It'd really just be if there was a complete downpour and then obviously like lightning.
And also, I looked at, we have about $300 allocated for an iPad. I was just wondering, where are we gonna get an iPad for $300? I'm sorry, it's just a question. I was wondering.
That was just the price that it was online when we looked, so that was
Good.
kind of why
Okay.
that's.
Yeah, I yield.
Zahn?
Again, I'm just sharing my opinion. I think $5,000 for one event is a lot of money to spend, and I personally don't feel comfortable having that much money on one event. So that's that. Again, so many things are important for sure to do outreach, but spending $5,000 dedicated for one event, it's a lot of money and a student's money. With that, I yield.
Brennan?
I'm just curious if there's any plan to have any sort of like drinks at the event, because we are ordering pizza and a lot of candy. And I guess if it's gonna be hot outside, I think water should be a necessity. Do you have any plans for that?
We did not have any plans for drinks. This wasn't something that they had included last year, so we just kind of kept to, for the purpose of that, people are gonna be passing in between classes. So try not to overwhelm them with too many things giving them, and then kind of to like, we thought that maybe not having a drink and then using that money maybe towards the activities or the giveaways was a better use.
Okay, I yield.
Curtis?
I just want to voice my support for the spending bill because, like they said, this is one of the biggest events for student government. It's how we're going to get our name out there, let the students know that we're here for them. So, and I think the iPad and AirPod giveaway is a great way to go about that. So, I yield.
Neil?
I was just looking at, I don't have a lot of finance experience. The printing cost of $700 seemed a little expensive. Is that just for flyers, or are there like things for different booths that are being printed? That's why that's that high.
Yep, so it's all of the above. So as a committee, we, from reading last year's notes, there was issues with committees doing like printing off their activities, getting their activities ready. So we took the liberty to go ahead and take over that. So we plan on doing all the printing from flyers and activities for all the booths, as well as signs for promotional items and doing flyer distribution. And 700 is just a rough estimate. We're hoping to spend less than that, but we thought it was a good rough estimate.
Awesome, thank you.
There's a separate line item dedicated for flyer distribution, $40.
If you want to ask a question about that, you can. I guess I yield to Azan.
Can you clarify the flyer distribution cost of $40 and what's going on?
Yep, so
we
the
have so many volunteers already, for outreach. So
Yeah, so the university has this opportunity where you can basically give them 240 flyers, and they'll distribute it through a bunch of different university buildings, as well as the different residence halls. And this is just a good opportunity to get in all those elevators, get in all the residence halls, just so we're getting that name everywhere. I think as an organization, it'd be hard for us to make sure we get every corner, and they do a pretty good job of making sure it's across all campus.
Pursley?
Okay, so my question is about the AirPods and the iPad. First of all, I just want to say thank you guys for putting so much work into this event. I think it's really important for student government that we have this event, and I understand that it's going to be a high-cost event. My question is, do you have the iPad and the AirPods already bought? And if you don't, what if the iPad ends up costing more than the money you allocated for it?
Yeah, so we do not have that bought yet. That's kind of per the student accounting offices. They want you to be purchasing that within 10 days of when it's going to be given out. So we'll be purchasing that closer once it gets to it, and we also couldn't purchase it because we didn't have the funding bill for it. And as far as for the cost, we aren't really thinking that it's going to be higher just because it did come on the more expensive side, or the higher side for what an iPad would be that we have estimated in the funding bill.
Okay, thank you, I yield.
Brennan.
I just wanted to let you know from previous experience. So your plan is with the flyers to like give them out to the residence halls and then have them put it up. Is that the idea?
So the university as a whole has the option to pay $40 and drop off $240 flyers in their office, and then they'll do all the distributing during whether it's academic buildings or residence halls.
Okay, so the university will put them up.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes.
Just there were some issues last year. That's why I wanted to make sure. But I do fully support this. I think it's a fantastic idea. So you guys are doing a great job.
Iona Dimhoff.
I'm gonna yield to the advisor.
Could you use a mic? I'm sorry.
Okay, so clarification about the flyer distribution. If student organizations want flyers distributed in all the academic buildings and residence halls, they are required to go through the student engagement flyer distribution service, A. B, for future reference, since you are an affiliated organization with the Memorial Union, you actually don't have to pay for it. You get it for free, but you still have to drop the flyers off in our office, so I'll save you $40.
Thank you.
Does someone else want to motion that? Do I have speaking privileges?
I don't need a speaking privilege
Okay,
to motion.
the motion is to strike that line item?
Yes.
Are there any objections? All right, back on the bills as a whole with that line item for flyer distribution removed. Call the question. Is there a second? Are there any objections? All right, we'll now move forward with a placard vote. Okay, yeah, thank you. The question was, did we amend the total once that $40 was removed? Just 1 second and it will be. Okay, awesome. Are there any objections? All right, we'll now move forward with a roll call vote, starting with Iona Dimhoff, Curtis, Reinhardt, Grafe, Jones, O'Connor, Sheehan, Utica, Miller, Cronin, Kekun, Azan, Daman, Bailey, Hartley, Margaret, Nundal, Pursley, Neil? Kuzi? Gardy? Juwan? Marcus? Olson? Marcus, that was yes. Margaret? Persley? Yes. With a vote of 19 to 4 to 0, the bill passes. We'll now move on to 2025-2-002F, West Coast Swing Dance Club room reservations with Senator Marcus.
All right, yeah, thank you. I'm going to yield my time to Finance Director Kim Meyer.
Hey everyone, so they were not able to be here today, unfortunately. But they sent me a very detailed email with all of the information, and the main thing that you need to know, because this is a room reservation finance bill, is just that last year during allocations, they didn't put a room reservation cost because there wasn't a cost at that time. Over the summer in Forker and State Gym, they started a $15 an hour for reservations, such as for clubs like West Coast Swing, Cardinal Swing Society. And unfortunately, those were costs that student government could have covered in allocations, but we didn't know about them at the time. So they reached out, and that is the funding bill for it right there. So initially, this bill was a little over $3,000. The reason why it is less is because in finance, they figured out that they were able to do drop-in only at State Gym, and this would allow them to not have a charge for it. However, they couldn't have it reserved. Because of that, the bill cost a lot less. And then we also removed the spring semester, and they'll come back later just because they don't know fully when the dates are for it. And being fiscally responsible, we wanted to just do the ones that we had confirmed, which was the fall. But if you have any questions, just let me know. I can probably answer just about anything on this one.
Utica?
Can you clarify the bill on the sound system, like the second one?
Yes, so the sound system initially was just something that they were able to cover. It was about $75, and then it's for 3 different events. That's what it was last year. However, the sound system increased in cost to $212.50 per event, and that also includes having an AV person there, and these would all happen in the Memorial Union. We funded this at 2/3, just so that the organization would still pay. I guess it's a little less than $75 per event, which is what they were paying in the past, and then student government would be able to contribute the rest of it.
Grafe?
Call to question.
Is there a second? Azan? Do you withdraw your motion?
Do we have to pass this in this session? There are some questions that might be relevant to anyone from the West Coast Swing Dance Club. They might be able to answer. For example, why they are having the practice at Forker, which is, costing money compared to, let's say, State Gym. There are rooms there too, which are free to use.
So they're not free to use, I think, is the main thing.
State Gym is not free to use?
No.
Oh,
So
okay.
they're doing drop-in only, and those are on the weekends. And the weekends are when it's available. Forker is during the weekdays, which is only what's available for them.
Interesting. I withdraw.
Are there any objections? All right, we'll now move forward with a roll call vote. Absolutely.
Yeah, I just wanted to say for closing comments, the only reason that this is a funding bill now and it wasn't something taken care of in annual allocations is that they just recently, like very, very recently after allocations started charging for these rooms. Otherwise, this would have 100% been something we funded for them during their allocations. So please vote yes on this.
Is there a motion? A motion, a call to question? Is there a second? Any objections? Iona Dimhoff? Gertis? Reinhardt? Grafe? Jones? O'Connor? Sheehan? Utica? Miller? Kekun? Azan? Daman? Brennan? Bailey? Hartley? Margaret? Nundall? Persley? Neal? Kuzi? Gardy? Juwan? Marcus? Olson? With a vote of 23 to 1 to 0, the bill passes. We will now move on to 2025-2-003F, funding the student government travel to the Big 12 conference. With Speaker Persley.
Okay, I'm going to yield my time to Finance Director. Okay.
Hey everyone, figured I'd continue my streak to 6 meetings in a row of being at the podium. Okay, so the Big 12 conference, so this is a little confusing for some of you who were here last year because you didn't see a bill like this, and that's because we were hosting the Big 12 conference last year. So instead, this year it is at the University of West Virginia, and with it, all of these costs were calculated, and some of them have already been reserved and will be bought, obviously, once the funding bill has passed, and that includes the flights, rental car, the hotel cost, all of it. I was the one who calculated all of it, so if you have any questions, please let me know.
Reinhardt?
I'm just curious of like where you came up with the 250 for unexpected costs. Like why 250?
There's not really a specific reason why it's that number. I just figured that that would be a good border just in case something comes up. 250 sounds like a good number.
Pursley?
Yeah, I'd just like to say that in finance bills, you don't have to spend the full amount. You can spend less than the allocated amount, so most likely won't be spending 250 on unexpected costs. That just is like holds space for you to be able to spend that amount.
Azan?
Again, this is not the first time the student government is going for the conference. Probably West Virginia might be the first time, Big 12 conference. So do you know what was the range look like last year and how this is comparatively in terms of dollar amount? What was the unexpected cost, last year that you think?
Do you mean like 2 years ago?
Yeah, or
Okay.
whatever, I think last year they also go to the Big 12 conference.
They went to
Mark.
Big 12 on the Hill. That's a little different
Okay.
because of the number of people going. I'm not entirely sure what they had for miscellaneous when they went to TCU 2 years ago. I would imagine it was probably.
I'm going to yield some time to advisor if they can explain what could potentially be the unexpected cost.
I mean, they're unexpected, so. But
$200.
I'll give you a guess. Just from when I travel. Even though we will have a rental car because we need to fly into Pittsburgh, which is about an hour and a half from Morgantown, West Virginia, which I think maybe there's one flight a day into there, so it actually costs less. I think there could be like need for like a lift or something if the students are doing separate from the advisor or something. There could be parking fees that we're not aware of, just little incidental things, honestly. I wouldn't expect it would be 250, but it's hard to know.
Okay, thank you.
Are there any objections? All right, we'll now move forward with a roll call vote, starting with Iona Dimhoff. Gertis? Reinhardt? Grafe? Jones? O'Connor? Shin? Utica? Miller? Cocoon? Azan?
Yes.
Daman? Brennan? Bailey? Hartley? Margaret? Nundahl? Pursley? Neal? Kuzi? Gardy? Juwan? Marcus? Pencil keeps breaking. Olson? Vote of 24 to 0, the bill passes. We will now move to 2025-2-03A, approving the fiscal year 2026 through 2027 asset priorities with Speaker Pursley.
Okay, I would like to yield my time to Eric Rouse.
You want to go up there?
Yeah, you can go up there.
Well, I guess I'm used to senator roles. It's the first time in about 2 years that has happened to me, but so these are student government's asset priorities, asset funding priorities for the fiscal year. If you want to know where asset is sort of like I don't even know what necessarily to call it. It's sort of like a collaboration between 4 funding partners currently. There's student government, of course, the city of Ames, United Way of Story County, and then the government of Story County itself, all kind of come together to kind of contribute some money to fund local nonprofits that help support social services all across Story County, including here on campus, just in the city of Ames, or just somewhere in more rural parts of the county that just need more social services. So this is ISU's current funding priorities for the fiscal year. Nothing much has changed for, I think, past year and a half, hasn't changed very much. This year I mainly just reformatted it, added a little more detail, but other than that, nothing's changed very much.
Are there any objections? We'll now move forward with a roll call vote.
Wait, I need my closing comment.
Closing comments with Speaker Pursley.
This is a very important bill. We need these funding priorities set so that Asset can get their money. Please pass this bill.
All right, UC has been called for. Is there a second? Are there any objections? The bill has been passed by unanimous consent. We will now, seeing no internal matters, we will now move to special orders, starting with 2025-2-002 SC, Executive Nominee for Senior Director of Communications with Speaker Pursley.
Okay, Josie Kelly can go to the podium, say a little bit about herself. I just wanted to motion to add to the bottom of the bill, like the lines that say what the vote was, because that's missing.
There's been a motion to add the lines to the bottom of the bill that say what the vote was. Is there a second? Second. Are there any objections? All right, Josie, you may proceed.
Perfect. Good evening, everyone. My name is Josie Kelly, and I'm a junior double majoring in public relations and agricultural and rural policy studies. This summer, I've had the privilege of serving as the interim senior director of communications, and in this role, I've worked closely with the cabinet to ensure a smooth start to the academic year. At Iowa State, I'm actively involved in a variety of organizations that reflect both my academic and professional interests. I'm a member of Sigma Alpha, a professional agricultural sorority. I'm also the events chair for the Ag and Rural Policy Club, where I help plan and promote activities and opportunities to connect students with our unique major. I'm involved in Agricultural Communicators of Tomorrow and serve as the advertising chair for CAL's Connections, the College of Agricultural and Life Sciences magazine. In this role, I network with a variety of organizations to secure funding for the publication, which I also contribute to as a writer. My past experiences have shaped me into a communicator who values both creativity and strategy. During my freshman year, I served as a 2023-2024 Iowa FFA North Central State Vice President, where I led more than 20,000 youth in academic and leadership settings. I helped plan 4 large conferences, facilitated a variety of curriculum, conducted educational visits, and produced video content presented to more than 6,000 students during the Iowa FFA State Convention. The summer after my freshman year was spent interning with the Iowa Turkey Federation, where I helped launch a podcast focused on the Iowa turkey farming community. I created a comprehensive image library featuring family farms, developed a new collection of graphic elements for use on social media, generated a new logo to be used by the organization, and built a strong foundation in the Adobe suite. I also hosted live events, including a kitchen demonstration for over 100 attendees, and developed live turkey displays that showcased at both the Iowa State Fair and Clay County Fair. Last fall, I interned with the LS2 Group, a public relations firm in Des Moines. I focused on media monitoring and technical writing. This experience helped me further develop my attention to detail and strategic messaging while managing full-time coursework. In the spring, I interned in Washington, D.C., where I gained valuable insights into communication strategies within government settings. In addition to sharpening my PR skills, I developed experience in conflict resolution and learned how to collect, analyze, and respond to feedback from a large and diverse constituent base. This past summer, I've spent with Ag Certain and Maytag Dairy Farms, where I focused on photography, graphic design, and brand management. I became proficient in Adobe InDesign, Illustrator, and Lightroom, where I developed product labels and led product photography and videography sessions. These roles taught me how to tailor communication strategies to match unique brand voice and organizational goals. Outside of my internships, I run my own business, Clover Media and Design, where I specialize in portrait photography and social media management. In my interim role this summer, I've had the opportunity to plan and execute several media content days alongside Colby and Will. From those sessions, we produced content that has already been shared widely, including the Welcome Back to Campus Reel, which has reached nearly 5,000 views and received 137 likes. I've begun promoting more short-form video content across platforms, which has consistently shown higher engagement rates. Looking ahead, I want to increase engagement across social media by meeting students where they are. In the last 3 months, our LinkedIn engagement has seen significant growth. We've reached 18,907 impressions, representing a 124.1% increase. This not only increases visibility, but reinforces student government's presence as a professional and engaged student-centered organization. LinkedIn continues to be a powerful platform to connect with students and showcase the real-world impact of their involvement, as you all know. On Instagram, I'm focused on driving more consistent engagement, interactive content, and timely updates. While we've seen positive interaction with recent short-form video and stories, there's still room to grow. Looking ahead, my goal is to reach 3,000 followers by the end of the academic year by prioritizing relatable, student-focused content that encourages shares, saves, and meaningful interaction. At the heart of everything I do, I believe that communication creates connection, and I'm excited to strengthen and grow how student government shares its story and connects with the student body. I'd now be happy to answer any questions you guys might have.
Azan.
Wonderful speech, Josie. You mentioned so many things. How's your work schedule look like in this semester or the next semester as well?
Yeah, so during this semester, I'll be working 15 hours a week with Ag Certain, just maintaining a lot of the projects that I've already been on. So I'm not currently taking on any more work. This schedule compared to my past school schedules is actually pretty mellow. So I'm really looking forward to get more engaged with student government.
Awesome. And how many credits you have this semester?
I'll be taking 19.
19.
Yep.
And 15 extra hours. And how many roughly you think will be spending for student government if appointed in this position?
Yeah, so if appointed in this position, I hope to keep up with a lot of the things I've been doing. This past summer, I've been spending like 5 to 6 hours a week on content, but I'm hoping to ramp that up, so maybe 10 additional hours.
Okay, well, good luck with that. It's a lot to do.
It is a lot.
Awesome. Okay. So can you share your spirit animal?
My spirit animal?
Yes.
Oh, well, I prepared for the fruit, but I didn't prepare for the spirit animal, I guess.
Sorry to put you on the spot. But.
Yeah, well, my spirit animal, I guess, would be, so when I lived in DC, there's like seagulls, like you don't really expect it, but they're kind of there, and they always kind of make everyone smile. So I'd be a DC seagull. That's my spirit animal. Yeah.
Pursley.
Well, I just want to thank you for everything you've done over the summer. You've done a great job managing everything. I was just going to ask you, are you going to be continuing the meeting recaps on the Instagram? I know there wasn't one for last week.
Yeah, so there wasn't one last week. I had a personal prior commitment, so I was not here. But I do plan on continuing those, as well as maintaining a lot of the stuff that has already been being put out on the student government Instagram and like social media platforms.
And then my second question is, do you have plans on someone that's going to be like taking photographs? I know we have a camera with student government.
Yeah, so so far that has been myself. I'm more than willing to keep up with doing all of the photography things, but as you all know, there's a public relations committee, and if that's something that someone else is really interested in, I'd be more than willing to delegate that task to another person as well.
Thank you, I yield.
Neil.
First, I just want to say thank you for your speech and for all the work you've done over the summer. I think you have some really great goals for this upcoming session and school year. I just was wondering if you have any specific projects that you wanted to get started on for this session and what those might look like.
Yeah, so far, specific projects would be increasing short-form video content, and that's something, even today, Will, Colby, Molly, Laney, and I already had a filming session. Some of you got to see that. But increasing that short-form video content, doing that, we mentioned the meeting recaps. I'd love to get more video of meeting recaps and video of actual meetings. I think a lot of you would be familiar how during city council meetings or during podcasts, there's a video element to it all. We're already taking video, so I'm hoping that I can implement a lot of the footage from live streams in more engaging recaps, 10, 15-second recaps that could go up on the social media in that way.
Thank you. I yield.
Azan?
Just building on the projects, there were discussions last year regarding the radio, what's your thought on that? You want to continue on that project
Like
or?
the radio, or is it like
Yeah,
a podcast?
yeah, the radio podcast
Yeah, so
for student government.
I'm not as familiar with that. I'd be willing to get more involved with the podcast, but I'll really have to rely on some of the people that were here last year and that were maybe a little bit more passionate about that to kind of get jump started. So
Awesome,
if
thank
that's
you.
something that you're passionate about, let's talk.
Pursley?
Okay, so I've been on student government for a long time now, following the Instagram, and a couple years ago, it was mostly short-form content. Like meeting recaps was all short-form content, and it seemed to get not a lot of engagement. Have you seen those videos? And like, it's not going to be like that, right?
No, I have seen those videos. In a lot of my past internship experience, short-form video has been my main area of expertise. While I don't want to critique someone's work that's not here, I think that we can change it and shift it a little bit more to be a little bit more engaging. So having really interesting hooks, really interesting backgrounds, a lot of the content nowadays, it's 3 to 4 seconds long per clip. So you're always moving because our attention spans keep getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So staying up with the trends, with the times right now would be really important to me. But again, kind of utilizing some of the stuff that we're already doing. I don't want to reinvent the wheel. I don't want to add a bunch of work to everyone else's plates just to get the short form video out. So that's where I think the idea of using a lot of the live stream elements might come into play and be handy.
Thank you, I yield.
Brennan?
So how do you plan on keeping the student government like brand and image following in line like with the trends and stuff? Because as I've seen on social media, some brands, I don't know exactly, don't hit the mark on something. So how do you plan on doing that?
Yeah, I would like to recognize I do appreciate a lot of the hard work that went into the brand book and kind of the redesign, and I really want to keep a lot of those elements. As I had mentioned, I'm working with a company called Maytag Dairy Farms, and right now their brand voice and image is very similar to student government, minus the fact that we sell blue cheese with Maytag Dairy Farms. So like it's important that you can strike a balance between being trendy, but also staying true to your brand voice and identity. So still maintaining the use of those fonts, still maintaining kind of just like the overall, this isn't the right terminology, but the vibe of what the student government Instagram and LinkedIn pages bring is still really important to me. But by utilizing things like trending sounds or appropriate like professional trends that are currently being cycled through social media is really important. So I hope that answered your question.
Is there a second? Are there any objections? UC has been called for. Is there a second? Are there any objections? Congratulations. We'll now move to 2025-2-002 SG, seating a senator to the Rules Committee with Speaker Pursley.
Hello, everyone. I've already been asked this, so I'm going to mention that I wanted to make every senator's seating bill separate, just so you had a chance to vote on each person separately based on how you feel each person separately would fit on the committee. Don't want to pressure you into voting for 3 people at once if you think one person isn't fit for the role. But for this bill, it's going to be Quinn Margaret, and he can go say a little bit about himself. why he wants to be on Rules Committee.
All right, well, good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's great to see you all back in the Campanile room after quite a while away this summer, so I hope you all enjoyed a break, and I certainly hope I'm not the one bill you decline out of the three after that introduction. But as you may or may not remember, my name is Quinn Margret. I'm a senior studying business economics with a minor in political science. I'm a fourth-year member of student government, so I've completed 3 years of involvement at this point. I've held a range of titles during that time. I'm currently an off-campus resident senator. I was previously a residence hall senator, a College of Business senator, Speaker of the Senate, and I served 2 years as student body vice president, a role in which I had the incredible honor of sitting where Will sits right now and having a lot of fun running these meetings. And throughout all of my different roles and involvements over the years, I've always treated our rules and procedures and our documents like living documents. The idea that student government doesn't only change year to year with administration changes, but it also changes more profoundly than that over time. The student government we have today is profoundly different than the one that I was a part of and joined 3 years ago, September of my freshman year. And if you're a freshman or a sophomore, the organization you have when you're a junior or a senior will probably look very different than the one we have right now. And so maintaining our rules is something that very much needs to be done. We need to have maintenance, right? We shouldn't just continue doing things the same way they've always been done. Our rules should not be outdated hindrances to us. They should meet us in the current circumstances that we're in, and they should be tools that we can use to move forward more efficiently and more effectively. I know our Rules Committee this past year did an incredible job of continuing that idea. I was a member of the executive branch, and so I wasn't a voting member of the Rules Committee, but I still attended the vast majority of meetings out of interest to contribute my voice every once in a great while. But they did a phenomenal job. And so the set of bylaws we have today is far more reflective of the organization we have now, and it meets our needs in a far more effective way than any set of bylaws we've had in a long time. So we should be really proud of where we are, and we should be looking forward to say, how can we continue that iterative process, right? How can we continue to review and refine, right? Looking at the new bylaws, let's make observations about how the implementation is going, what's working, what isn't, and continue to make recommendations to you all about further improvements that we could make. So that's a process I would like to continue being a part of. I bring to the table a very detail-oriented, analytical mindset. I bring a wealth of experience, and I bring a passion for this sort of work. And so thankful to the Speaker and Vice Speaker for seeing fit to nominate me to this committee once again, and I would happily take your questions.
Azan.
Quinn, again, you have a lot of experience, so question for you, what project ideas that you want to implement as a member of the Rules Committee, what different you want to accomplish as a member? Now you do have voting rights, so.
Sure. No, that's a great question, and I appreciate that, Senator Azan. I would say as far as content of our governing documents, continuing to refine the bylaws like I kind of just alluded to is definitely something. So an example of that being the cardinal credit system. We talked about that a little bit in our working meeting before this full meeting, but how can we continue to say, what can we add that should be a credit? How can we make the credits that exist more clear? How can we get feedback from all of you about things that we can improve? Because the system we have now, cardinal credits and across the new set of bylaws, it's miles ahead of the infrastructure that we had before. But how can we now ask the question, how can we keep improving? How can we gather feedback about that and refine it? And so working on the bylaws is one thing. I'm extremely interested, as I know other people are, in working on the election code. And when I talk about the election code, it's very clear that I don't mean sweeping changes. I mean, again, common sense, revisional change. In the sense that the election code still classifies it as a disqualifying offense to steal the election box. We have a bunch of wooden boxes in our basement from back when you cast paper ballots. You know what I mean? There's a lot of antiquated rules in there that we can streamline so it's easier for candidates. I know until this past year, the election code talked about polling locations at computer labs, as in the way we did voting before students had personal computers. So there's a lot of things that we can do in our bylaws and our election code to make it more clear for members of student government, for people who are running in elections, that sort of thing. And I also think we need more opportunities like we had today. I think this was a great working meeting for education to make sure everyone knows what's going on in our documents and how they work, and then also for input. So I think Rules Committee is an incredible opportunity for people who are knowledgeable about technical writing to put our ideas to paper, but there should be other opportunities beyond that to make your voice heard and give suggestions that can then be turned into actual amendments in that committee. So that's a couple things.
Persley?
Okay, this one is not favorite fruit, but it is What Star Wars character do you identify with the most? I thought you'd really enjoy this question.
I love that question. I did not expect that at all. I would say Han Solo. I can't give you a reasoning behind that, and I certainly can't tie it into my admittance to the Rules Committee, but I like the question.
Are there any objections? All right, we'll now move forward with a UC has been called for. Is there a second? Are there any objections? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now move to 2025-2-003 seating an at-large to the Public Relations Committee with Vice Speaker Pursley. Hartley, yes.
Our Director of Information Technology, Palin, would like to seat Jack Getters to the PR committee, so we'll have him go up and speak a little bit about himself.
Hi everybody, my name's Jack. I started working this summer with Alex on some of the IT related things like updating the student government website to improve accessibility and just overall design. So I know this summer we worked on merging the task forces and projects pages, which has yet to be pushed, I believe, but that's something that's drafted and ready to go. This past week, Alex and I met on Friday to get started on new parking ticket relief program automations. And yeah, I just want to continue. I'm a computer science and cybersecurity major. I guess that's important. So I have a vast interest in this field, and I just want to keep helping, I guess.
Hartley?
Do you have any specific projects that you're looking to get started?
Alex and I haven't really delved into that too much. I do want to see the parking ticket relief program, new automations finished across the finish line rather, so I think that would probably be the foremost thing.
UC has been called for. Is there a second? Are there any objections? Congratulations. We'll now move to 2025-2-004 SG, seating a senator to the Rules Committee with Speaker Pursley.
Okay, Riker will be going up to say a little bit about why he wants to be on the Rules Committee.
All right, hello everybody. For those of you that weren't here last week or haven't met me or just forgot, my name is Riker Marcus. I'm an agricultural education major. I am a sophomore this year. I did serve all of my time last year on Rules Committee. I helped with, I joined just a little too late to help with the baby bylaws, but I did help revise the bylaws at the end of the year and put forth the bylaws that those of you that are returning senators all got to vote on last year. I had a few ideas for Rules Committee so far, but unfortunately Quinn also had all those ideas I started hearing as he was telling us them. My biggest thing is last year I said I wanted to bring in the election commissioner and maybe election committee members and get their take on the election bylaws. It was something that I brought up a little too late, like it came to me a little too late, so we didn't have the time to do it to still be on track to get the bylaws for you guys to vote on. But this year I've said I really want to make sure we can get the election commissioner and the election committee members or any of them that would like to come and give their input on what they think the bylaws need to say and just get it from the people that have to follow them every year. But yeah, I'm open to any questions.
UC has been called for. Is there a second? Are there any objections? Congratulations. We will now move to 2025-2-005 SG, seating a senator to the Rules Committee with Speaker Pursley.
Okay, this is Paige Bailey's bill, and she's gonna go up to the podium and say a little bit about why she wants to join Rules Committee.
Hi. Ooh, sorry, I'm a little sick, but hi everyone. I'm Paige Bailey. I'm a junior double majoring in political science and advertising. And I had a similar situation to Riker. We joined around the same time, and then I was on rules the rest of my term. And I worked on the bylaws similarly. And I want to join again because I think it was a great experience just learning what, like our whole meeting is based around these rules and just learning the foundations of everything we do. And I would like to continue learning and also be a more proactive member for sure. I want to increase engagement with everybody. I want to talk to other senators and kind of learn what you guys think would be useful too. And yeah, that's what I have.
Is there a second? UC has been called for. Are there any objections? Congratulations. We'll now move to 2025-2-006 SG, seating a senator to the Rules Committee with Speaker Pursley.
Last one, this is for Kevin O'Connor, and he's going to say a little bit about why he wants to join Rules.
Hello everyone, my name is Kevin O'Connor. I'm majoring in chemical engineering. I have wanted to join the Rules Committee for a long time. I wanted to last term, but I just didn't. And now with the opportunity to, I would like to join the Rules Committee. As various other people have mentioned, I'd also like to work on the election code. I don't plan on running next semester or next year, so I think that I would be a good person to work on it and not have any conflicts of interest. Any questions?
Pursley?
What's your favorite fruit?
It's a difficult one. Grapefruit's pretty good though.
Zahn?
Can you describe yourself in one word?
Yes, probably.
And what will be the word?
Give me a minute. So having answered this question before, I would typically use my own name. I would like to go with, in the spirit of the question, I would like to choose indecisive.
Is there a second? UC has been called for. Is there a second? Are there any objections? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Seeing no general orders, we will now move to new business, starting with 2025-2-004F, Cardinal Swing Society event funding with Senator Marcus.
Yeah, so this bill is on first read and will be seen in finance next Tuesday. And I would love to answer any yes or no questions y'all might have.
All right, we'll see that next week. We're now at the bottom of the agenda. Are there? Oh, yeah. What's the bill number? There's a motion to add 2025-2-005 SG, seating a senator to the Finance Committee? No? It's a finance bill. It's missing on the agenda. Oh, okay. Awesome. bills on there. It's for PAS student chapter registration fees. Senator Jones.
Hi, everyone. This is the PAS student chapter registration fees. It's on first read, so we are meeting with the organization next week. You can ask me yes or no questions.
All right, seeing none, we'll now move into closing comments. Are there closing comments from the group? All right, well, thank you all for a great meeting. Vice Speaker Hartley.
Thanks for a good meeting, everybody. Please be sure to do your office hours. So many of you have done it already. Good job. If you have any questions about that specifically, please don't hesitate to reach out. I love to respond to a Teams message. Also, if you have any questions about bylaws and like nonfeasance type things that happen with bylaws or being late or not showing up, please reach out for clarifying questions.
Speaker Pursley.
Does anyone else have any closing announcements that they want to say before me?
Hello, everyone. Please check out the Cultural Ambassador Program. It is under ISSO. It's a pretty cool program. I did sign up probably like 1 year ago. So much fun. It's a program that connects international students with domestic students to share culture. You can check out more information from ISSO website. The other event will be for the graduate students. There's an international kickoff for graduate students. Let me see. Yeah, it is on September 7th, 4 to 6 p.m. at the Brookside Park Maple Shelter. The other event is the Sloss House Paper Caesar. It will be every Friday, 11 to 1. There's no need to sign up for appointment. Just drop by, have fun. Style for Success is coming up. It's September 11th, 9 to 3 p.m. Club Fest is coming up September 10th, 11 to 4. And that's pretty much what I have.
Okay, so senators, if you have any questions regarding how to write a bill, cardinal credits, how to fill out your cardinal credit form and get those to me, please ask me. My office hours are posted on the wall at my desk, so you can see when I'll be there. Yeah, any other questions, feel free to ask me. We'll make sure that we start working on rolling out a project completion form or something of the sort. And I yield the rest of my time to Cam Meyer.
I did this last year, and I'm sad that no one else is doing this, but I guess I can do it again. This weekend, go State, beat Iowa. Enough said.
Motion to adjourn, go Cyclones.
Is there a second? Are there any objections?